Is good, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new edition of L Boogie and the Bell. And not only is it a brand new edition, it is season 2 officially. L Boogie and the Bell. L Boogie, how are we doing today?
Hey, doing good. Great to be back with you, man. Great to be back with the viewers. I hope y'all missed us because we missed y'all. It's been an interesting summer. We've taken some time away from the show, but I mean, with the NFL coming up, the Olympics in full swing, we're ready to get back into it.
And with last season being our official season, it's pretty obvious to tell that we're heavy on the NFL and the NBA. Moving forward, we're going to try to get some content out during the summer. Maybe we could focus on more interviews, but you could kind of expect that to be our downtime. Other than that, football's right around the corner. It's a very exciting time. We got the Olympics going on right now, so shout out to the Olympics for helping us get back to the show even earlier than expected. We're going to get right back into week by week, and we're going to get it in. And I'm going to announce L Boogie and the Bells. What's it called? My bad. L Boogie and the Bells fantasy teams and fantasy draft, and that should be coming up next week. So we're gonna be really excited for that. I actually forgot to tell L Boogie about that before the show started, but it just hit me now. Anyways, we're gonna get right along into it. Those were our church announcements. Let's go ahead and get right into L Boogie's GM takes. Been some time, huh? And I think today we're talking free agents. So GM L Boogie, go ahead, take it away.
Talking NFL free agents and where to put these guys. And I have a very crazy, ridiculous take for today. There's a lot of we saw a lot of movement, a lot of signings in the offseason in the NFL, and there's still some big names that are out there just kind of sitting, floating without teams, probably waiting for injuries to happen throughout the season, last-minute additions to rosters during training camps. But I know one team that doesn't have a lot of high expectations for this season and also has the financial resources to go and maybe procure one or two of these free agents. I'm talking the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos, I think, should make a move to go get 2, maybe 3 free agents, depending on what they're asking for. One, bring back the kid Justin Simmons. Now, the Broncos released Justin Simmons because they didn't want to pay. I think he was set to make $16 million this year. Bring back Justin Simmons, and here's why. The Broncos in the offseason, he is still a free agent, surprisingly. Like a great safety. He's been in the Pro Bowl, and nobody has signed him. I think the Denver Broncos, you go and get him on a team-friendly one-year deal. A one-year deal so he can come in, he can get his spot back. And they got younger on defense, a lot younger on defense. Justin Simmons can be that veteran mentor for a lot of those young pieces in the secondary. So I think they should go get Justin Simmons, and I think they should go get Shaq Leonard, recent linebacker. He is a free agent. He was released by the Colts last season, signed with the Eagles, didn't have a great tenure with the Eagles, and now he's a free agent without a team. I think you go get Shaq Leonard for the cheap. He's a linebacker. He has some injury histories, but he was an all-pro player at his peak. So you go get him on a team-friendly deal. We lost one of our starting linebackers in the offseason, so maybe throw Shaq Leonard into the rotation, see what he's got in the tank. And the third one, probably a stretch, but Stephon Gilmore.
Let a pause in the action.
Stephon Gilmore. All right, and one last free agent the Denver Broncos should go get, Stephon Gilmore. He's 35, 36, past Defensive Player of the Year. He played for the Cowboys last season, had an okay season. Bring in Stephon Gilmore. Because he can, again, just like Justin Simmons, he can be a mentor to the young guys in the secondary, and he can still contribute. He can still ball. So yeah, I think the Broncos should just make these moves because one, they can get these players probably on cheap one-year deals, so it wouldn't be super expensive, and it'd be a good veteran presence on your locker room. Especially when there's no expectations for this season. Like, no one's expecting the Broncos to come in and win the division or even be a playoff team. So why not take a swing, get some good veterans in, and, let the young players learn.
And If we're talking the Broncos specifically, like I don't see why not try to have some fun out there with signings. I know that we're not just supposed to throw out millions of dollars. I've never handled millions of dollars, especially in a league, a sports league that's been around for over 156, however many 70, 100 years it's been around. Um, I see some cool wide receivers. I see Julio Jones, and granted, they're experiencing some of the worst injuries and some of the worst luck. But I see Julio Jones and Michael Thomas available. I'm like, if we're just gonna be that team, I'm like, why not just go crazy with the signings? So I kind of like that receiver core. I can't believe Dalvin Cook is available. Latavius Murray showed a lot of consistency every team he's going. He's been team hopping a lot. I don't see why not bring him back. Get Javonte Williams a break because he's obviously going to get a lot of carries this season. Specifically for the Broncos, I just saw the Justice Simmons one just tears my heart apart because I don't see how somebody who plays so well against the Chiefs has not been signed at a pretty ridiculous contract. I understand that money does run out. I just don't see how he's not on the team. I don't. He plays so well against the best quarterback in the league, right? Top 3 quarterback in the league, and he plays very well against him. If you're a Super Bowl contending team, you take a chance and give him what he wants. But he might want stability, and that might not be what people could afford him for right now.
Yeah, that's why I thought 1 year deals made sense because at least with these guys, you have one good year of tape, especially in Justin Simmons' case because he could still get another deal for a couple years. You have a good last season here at the Broncos, and then next year you go somewhere and get something decent, you know?
Maybe his asking price is a little crazy though. Maybe his security price is a little crazy. Like maybe he believes his longevity is worth more than what teams are expecting right now. But I mean, I see it.
I mean, he doesn't
But
have a huge injury history, so he could play
yeah.
for another 4 years, maybe 5.
And it's funny because as I look at the people who still free agents, I'm looking at people who will get picked up throughout the season, but I'm also looking at a very aging, very, very much aging list of people who are free agents. So Kareem Hunt is a good one. Melvin Gordon fumbles a lot, but he's also an aging player. Julio Jones, unfortunately, the Michael Thomas was like a very weird situation in the past 2 years. I think just injury prone. And then this is the one. I think this is like the honorable mention of the night is Jimmy Graham. I'm like, wow, still in the league. Like, I
He
can't believe
hasn't retired yet. What?
he's a free
How?
agent. Maybe he's looking for a contract. He definitely gets picked up throughout the season as injuries start happening, and he's going to add that veteranship, and he's going to be able to plug into a system and understand what's going on. Just the fact that he's still playing and like, you know what, I'm in shape. I'm training.
Jimmy Graham is crazy. What?
Yeah,
I don't
that was
even.
crazy.
What? Okay, I
All
guess.
right. Well, all right. I think that wraps up our Boogie GM takes, man. All right, moving right into segment number 2. Of course, segment number 2 is El Boogie and the Bells trivia. I, the Bell, will go first, and in honor of Olympics, we're gonna do Olympic trivia. So, El Boogie, you're gonna get hit with 3 questions. However long it takes you to answer them is however long it takes you to answer them. Question number 1: which Olympian has won the most total medals in history of the Summer Olympics? Not key, but not quick. No, what is it called? Quick hint. He's American. He
Is
is
it
American.
is it Michael Phelps?
Okay, how many gold medals?
Oh, 19
He has the most ever. 19. Let's go up.
up. Oh God,
I
25,
know. This is just gold too. You said what? 25? Okay, let's
25,
go down. Let's go down.
22.
Okay, let's go up one.
20. Okay, so 23 gold medals is actually crazy.
Okay, it's not even done yet. So 23 gold medals. How many silver?
Oh God, I don't like 15.
Let's go all the way down. He's so good that he has way less of
Oh,
anything else.
like 2.
Let's go up one.
Okay, so three silvers and
Now, how
what,
many
like one
bronze?
one bronze.
Let's go up one.
Oh, so 2 bronze. Okay.
Yes, sir. So yeah, it's 27 total. 27, is that the math? 26, 28. 28 total medals. Oh, I
Jeez.
already said that, duh. But 28 total medals, 23 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze. All right. Usain Bolt's fastest 100-meter time when he set the record was, think of the men's
What
100.
was it? 9.7?
Nah, that would be slow. That's not slow at all, but
I was about to
a
say that's
little
definitely
faster
not
than
slow, but
that.
9.6.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. He ran a 9.58 August 2009 at the World Championships in Berlin. Well,
Okay.
I guess it wasn't really his Olympic then. Well, yeah, he did some crazy shit then though. But we'll give it to him. Let's say it was a 9.58. All right. This is the hardest one in the world. Mr. Eddie Egan, whoever this man was, at the 1920 Olympics and the 1932 Olympics, the 1920 Summer Olympics and the 1932 Winter Olympics. This is the first athlete to win Olympic medals in summer and winter. What sports did he do it in?
Okay, I've never heard of this guy, and I know nothing about 1920 and 1932. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess he was a
Yes.
runner. He was like a sprinter.
No.
No, he wasn't. Was he a swimmer?
No. It's a popular
Ah,
sport, so that's why we're gonna go with this.
is he what like a thrower, like shot put, discus,
Something more aggressive like that, but closer.
like javelin,
More aggressive.
wrestling?
Ooh, you're on fire, but no.
What?
You're on fire.
What other freaking events are there?
You're on
I don't know.
fire.
Boxing?
Thank you. You like that was
Okay.
so I was hoping wrestling was your first. You were on fire. All
I was
right.
like,
Now,
what?
what is the
Okay.
funnest winter Olympic sport that you could possibly do 12 years later after getting an Olympic gold in boxing? The
Curling. I don't
funnest.
know. The
Curling's
funnest.
fun and stupid, but yes, you're close. You're on
I,
fire. Just think
I'm
of
on
the funnest
fire.
stuff. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, honestly, you
Curling.
only know five, so
I don't know. Ice skating,
nope.
bobsledding.
There you go. 4-man
Oh,
bobsled.
bobsled. Okay, there we go.
I'm like, what a life. So at like 12 years later, he's bobsledding, but the whole time he was a boxer. So I'm like, that he probably lived a pretty dope old school life. Well, shout out to Eddie Egan, but that is it from me, El Boogie. It is your trivia time. I know I made it a
All
little rough
right.
for you today.
All right. We're getting into sticking with the Olympics for the trivia. Uh, we know that basketball, one of the most entertaining Olympic sports, at least in the summer. Team USA is doing pretty good right now, but Team USA's had a history of doing pretty well. So I'm going to ask you, A. Bill, can you name the top 5 scorers in Team USA basketball history? Only sticking with the men.
Top five.
Top 5 all time.
Let's go Carmelo Anthony 2.
Okay, there's Melo.
Let's go Kevin Durant 1.
Okay.
Let's go Kobe Bryant 5.
Uh, Sorry, I definitely lost my list. I just remembered those two.
I'm gonna go Kobe Bryant 5. I'm gonna go LeBron James 3. And I'm gonna go like I'm trying to think Dream Team. I don't know.
So you got KD, Carmelo, and LeBron. Kobe is not in the top 5.
Wow. I don't think Michael Jordan went too crazy when he went, did he?
He did. He's number 5 on the
Wow.
list.
He's
Number
4 or
4
5?
is he's 5. Number 4 is a big man.
Big Shaquille.
Nope.
Damn, they couldn't handle him out there though. Who? Ben Wallace.
Definitely not.
I just thought of a dog out there bullying other countries. Um,
This one might be kind of hard for you. He's a
A
big
big.
man. He's historic. He played in 3 Olympics in the 88, 92, and 96.
Let's go Timothy. Oh, 80s and shit. Let's go
88,
Patrick Ewing.
92, 96. No.
Yeah, I feel like Patrick. I don't know. Kareem.
Nope. It's a hard
Wow.
one. It's not
A
an easy one.
big. Is he a
A
household
big.
name?
Like yeah, but like I don't think he's a top 5 center, but when you get to top 10, top 15, he's definitely in there.
Kareem. I already. What's his name from Hakeem Olajuwon?
No, but you're kind of close.
The
He played with
90s,
Hakeem.
early 90s. This guy must have played with Chuck in them, so I'm like,
He did play on the Spurs, if that's a hint.
I don't know. You're gonna have to give it to me.
It is David Robinson.
Ah, that's a hard one. I would have never got that. What made him
Yeah,
so cold? What was it? What's his point sitting at?
all time he got 270 career
Yeah, I know
points.
they're in like the earlier hundreds because I know Melo's at like 350 or 390 or something like that.
Melo is at 336. KD
Okay.
is at 435.
And what's LeBron at?
273. Like LeBron's not
Wow.
close. He
But
honestly, there's a good chance he won't pass Carmelo.
yeah, I think it's more of a team ball game. Yeah, I don't see LeBron going back to another Olympics. It's over after
Oh
this.
no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, I like that one. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right, moving right along. Let's go ahead and go right into our topics of the day. Segment 3 already. 13 minutes. So, L Boogie. The Bell's topics of the day is Olympics recap so far. So let's go ahead and start with the medal count. So I have it loaded up right here. Okay, sitting at your top. Let's do top 5. We got United States at number 1, China at number 2, France at number 3, Australia 4, Great Britain 5. America sitting at 19 gold. I swear to God, like 2 days ago, we were at like 5 gold. So that just came out of nowhere. I thought we were like way behind China. China was at like 16. But now
It
they're
was
tied at 19. France has 12. Australia has 12. Great Britain has 10. And America has 71 total medals. What do you think of those numbers? Quick
it
numbers.
was the swimming, the gymnastics, and the running, like in the track. Like track, swimming, gymnastics, we are like the top in all of those pretty much. Or like close to the top. I mean, you have like Noah Lyles won gold today, Sha'Carri won silver yesterday. Simone Biles just won gold, like all
Their whole
around
team
gold.
won gold. They win as a team, right?
They won as a team, and then Simone Biles won the individual.
Independence.
But then
Yeah.
but then another girl, Sunny Lee from America, she got the bronze. So yeah, we dominated. And then the swimming, I have never heard of. I think her name is Katie Ledecky.
Mm-hmm.
She's an American swimmer, and in like one of the events, she holds like the top 10 times all time. Like she's crazy.
Dopeness.
Like,
Yeah, I heard people going
like
crazy about like how far she would just surpass people.
yeah, like she's essentially the female equivalent of Michael Phelps.
Okay, so she's doing her thing. Well, shout out to her. Shout out to Jamaica. Only got 3 medals, two silver and 1 bronze. I wonder how they did it overall in track. Well, I mean, I guess the medal says a lot, but
The men's they got second. Did you watch the men's final for the 100?
man, I am so out of the Olympic loop. I'm like TikTok famous when it comes to that now. I
It
mean,
was
like
a it
all my
was a
stuff comes from the TikTok fame. So if I don't see it, I ain't seen it.
it was a photo finish. Noah Lyles won by like
Oh, I saw that.
literally a hair, like
And
barely.
like
Like
she,
it,
like
when,
one of them threw her hand down.
yeah, like you rewatch it, it doesn't even look like he won, but he won. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I saw that one. That
So
one was crazy.
that was
Uh,
competitive, and Sha'Carri. I mean, I thought she was gonna win gold, but she ended up getting beat by I forgot her name, but she's from a country. She won the country's first gold medal ever.
wow. That's pretty dope.
So
Who?
yeah,
What country was it?
100. I'm
Let's
trying to
see.
find her name. Saint Lucia. That's the name of the country. Yeah,
Yeah,
Saint Lucia.
it's like an independent island on in the Caribbean, I think.
Yeah, her name is Julian Alfred. She's 23 years old. It's probably her first Olympics, and yeah, she won. She beat Sha'Carri, like, and it wasn't necessarily like close either.
She dusted her, huh? Shout out St. Lucia, man. Where is my Jamaicans, man?
They were
Yeah, having a
competing.
tough year. I guess I'm so reliant on them sprinting, but maybe that is a majority of what they got. Is miss Yeah, men's wrestling isn't quite over yet, so they'll finish up on the 6th. So I was wondering about all the wrestling because I know a lot of the European countries are start winning around that time. But yeah, I'm excited for wrestling. I think that's probably the main thing I'll watch is their finals. Um,
What do you think about Team USA? The quarterfinals start on Tuesday
for
for basketball. Sorry, I should have been
I
more
think they
specific.
win. I think they're proving that their levels ahead. Team Canada is doing just fine, right?
Yeah, Canada. It seems like Canada, France, Australia. Those are like the main contenders on the men's side.
I don't know what Canada's backcourt looks like, and I just don't think that their backcourt could beat America's front court. I mean, their backcourt can beat America's backcourt.
I mean,
I think that's the only thing that separates them.
They got Jamal Murray playing. They got Shea playing. They
I think
got
front court's amazing.
yeah. I mean, they got some. They
Absolutely
obviously
amazing.
got some talent.
But I just don't think that their bigs could compete. I don't think that they could withstand what America's going to bring come towards that. I don't know if they're lined up to be the final, but I think that's what would be an awesome final to watch. Other than that, I don't see them having any struggles.
Well, let's see. I know they play on Tuesday. Who do they got on Tuesday? They got on Tuesday they play Brazil. That shouldn't be that hard.
I don't think I don't think there's no pushback. You know, they had the Olympic 3-on-3 women's or men's and women's basketball. Did you see that?
Yeah, and our men's team got eliminated. Like they were low key. I mean, not
But
obviously they're not trash. They were sent to represent the country, so they're really good. But they did not compete very well.
but but even forget them for just give me one. Hear me out. Hot take of the day: women's 3-on-3 basketball, specifically this year's Olympics, kind of fire. That shit's fire. I was watching it because like it seems like it never stops, so it's continuous. So it's kind of like playing street ball. Like you have to check it back outside of the 3-point line, and then you just play. And after somebody scores, as soon as it gets back, they just start. There's no checkup. And I thought that shit was it was like a continuous basketball game, and you could kind of see like how it differs from like full court and the motion, the shooting, and just kind of the way they played it. I liked it a lot. I thoroughly enjoyed watching women play basketball. I think it was America versus somebody, but I thought it was a unique look at women's basketball. I thought the way that the motion kept going, I thought it was very entertaining to watch. So I didn't even know that they had it. Yo, Books?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was fire. What'd you think? Or have you seen it?
It's I watched a little bit of it. I didn't know like they pretty much. It seems like they just picked like college students to be on the 3v3 team. Um, but it's interesting. It's definitely more fast paced. I feel like 3-on-3 allows for like more individual like flashiness and success versus like the actual like 5-on-5 basketball is like you said a team basketball game. It just looks different. It just looks different. I was just disappointed our 3-on-3 team didn't really do
I
good.
I see
At
how
least
that's not our
the
biggest
men's.
investment. Yeah, I see how that's not our biggest investment, but I just love the way that the women were playing, and I'm like, you know what, this could go somewhere. I liked it. Did you watch any volleyball? Beach volleyball?
I have not seen a second of volleyball.
I saw it walking out of my mom's house, and my brother was watching it, and it looked good this year. You know, the Olympics is that thing that you just have on. Like it's the ultimate just have on thing. Like you just never your TV should never just not be on and you're just watching the Olympics. Like at every point you should just be watching it. It's on right now in the living room.
Right, and because of the time difference, it's like it's on all the time. Like you can watch it all day, literally.
Literally. All right. Anything surprising? Anything surprising? I know we kind of threw a couple surprising things out. Anything else that has surprised you or threw you off?
Not necessarily. I feel like this Olymp. I mean, I America always goes to the Olympics and does pretty well overall. Um, yeah, I mean, I think the only surprises that are to be seen are if our men's team doesn't, our men's basketball team doesn't win the gold. That would be surprising. Um, I thought it was funny. America didn't place in shooting.
No, do you see the pictures that came out of that? OG pulled up with no mask or the little block off with her nuts. And he looked like he
Yeah,
was just busting for fun. Like dog
yo,
took over.
that man's an assassin, bro. Somebody's got to look into
Yeah,
him. He just pulled up and said, he just pulled up.
that's the definition of like I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like I didn't even want to come. They just found me. Like I was at the range. They gave me the opportunity, and here I am. He killed me, and then there was somebody with like a crazy. How should I say? He had an awkward pose, but he was just awkwardly posing while shooting. That dude had me dead as well. Oh, a little bit on the controversial side. We're a respectful show, and we don't judge anything poorly, or I mean, not poorly. We don't judge anything harshly. But the little bit of controversy that happened in women's boxing, I mean, regardless of what happened, because it's going to be plenty of different stories. We're a little bit more on the corporate side here, so we don't get too crazy. But just what an awkward situation. Let's just start there. Like, how awkward is the situation? And whatever it is, the Olympics doesn't need extra controversy or anything like that. I just think everybody at the Olympics should be doing their job. There are just things that shouldn't happen. And when things shouldn't happen, and you're not necessarily a league that's going for shock value and stuff like that, let's just make sure everybody's testing and everything's good before. That way you don't have to release it later, right? If somebody pops for this, if somebody's something and they lied about their paperwork, it's 2024. It's not 1906. Like, let's just be responsible and just make sure we don't
Yeah,
have any crazy headlines. Like, it doesn't. It's
it's
what are we talking about?
it's even more awkward when you think like all of this was it was after like I think the first round of boxing. So there's still more boxing to like more matches to happen after this. Like and everyone has like pried in on this one or two scenarios, I guess.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's gotta feel weird for the athletes competing. I imagine like you're already competing at the highest, world event ever,
your whole
and now
life
there
you work for
and
this.
now there's a controversial bubble around it too. Like that can't be that's got to be a little like detrimental to performance. I think.
I just put full blame on the Olympic Commission. You guys don't need any extra controversy. I know it wasn't a marketing ploy. Just make it make sense. Understand what you did was wrong and move on and get better. Like it can't happen. And even if nothing did happen in the grand scheme of things, well, why was it ever a thing? Let's talk about that then. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked too much deep into it, but we could kind of leave that there. And we'll actually use that to segue into our final topic of the day, of Boogie and the Bell season 2. Last topic of the day. I mean, last segment of the day will be topic 2. Actually, my bad. I'm all over the world. I'm cutting half of this stuff out. So topic 2 is going to be NFL. NFL excitement. El Boogie, what is the most exciting things you got going for this NFL season coming up?
Man, I think there's a lot of big storylines this year. A lot of prove it. I feel like this year for a lot of people is a prove it. Like I think on almost every team, somebody needs to prove that they're either good at their job, deserve to keep their job, deserve to get paid. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I think and this might be kind of controversial. I think this year, I think Sean Payton's on a little bit of the hot seat for the Broncos. Now,
Uh,
I think a little bit because you had Russell Wilson. You came in like I'm gonna fix Russ, and you didn't fix him. I mean, you kind of fixed him. Russ didn't have a terrible season last year,
he
but
inherited
then you
Russ.
ship him on. He inherited. Well, also like he was interviewing for that job, and he had to say like I'm gonna fix Russ by doing X, Y, and Z. Right? Like he had to do that.
He did better.
Um, he did better, but I don't know. And now we have invested our future into Bo Nix, who I think in Sean Payton's offense can be successful. But if Bo Nix is terrible, like he doesn't have to be great. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to win
Okay.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. He doesn't.
Okay.
If he has a solid rookie season, throws for let's say 3,000, somewhere between 3,000 3,500 yards, he throws let's say 20 touchdowns, 8 picks, or something like that. Fine, rookie season, that's cool. But if Bo Nix turns out to be terrible, and I mean terrible, I think Sean Payton's on the hot seat. He's not going to last long in Denver.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so that's I think that's yeah.
Right before I get into teams, let's go a little bit like hype version. I'm excited to see all the memes that come from the new kickoff display because that shit looks ridiculous.
Did you? So you watched the preseason game?
Is it just for
This week?
preseason? Are they just testing it this preseason?
It's no. It's for the
Legit.
season, but
Yeah.
Thursday was the first look at it, and I was like, this just looks so.
It's very
dumb.
Bill Belichick. I just wish Bill Belichick was a coach right now because he's the only person I know for a fact that would figure it out, make it funny, and score the touchdown off of it. There's only so many coaches who try to manipulate the game compared to coach it in a game to win. Coach it in a game to win. Coach it in a way to win compared to, I didn't know that we could use this loophole. He would have a field day with this system. That shit looks ridiculous. Kickoff return and kickoff were not that bad. Go back, but it is what it is. If they feel like this is a better system, they ran their data using their machine learning NFL. Cool, but that shit looks ridiculous. Very excited about that. Go ahead.
I think really it was more for player safety, which in a way, yeah,
sure.
it does make the play safer. It does, but it took like there's no excitement there. Like I don't see it.
I think okay, so there's that. What else was I excited for? Oh, there is nothing. I promise you, I will come in here week in, week out, so excited about Hard Knocks in season AFC North. I don't think there's nothing more exciting as far as outside content besides El Boogie and the Bell. This NFL season, besides Hard Knocks in season AFC North, you're talking about the most ridiculous scenario. The funniest thing I saw was during that little Steelers fight. They said that Justin Fields knocked out Russell Wilson. Oh no, they said Russell Wilson knocked out Justin Fields.
Oh, right.
I'm just thinking like I can't be like so clickbait's so real that I couldn't imagine what that looked like. Like Russell Wilson just being like boo. Like I thought of the funniest scenarios in my mind. There's nothing that excites me more than the Steelers, but outside of that, the division is solid, man. Like I mean, every divisional week I will come in here so excited to talk about that Hard Knocks week because I mean, man, you want to talk about a booming division with some great storylines. That AFC North got it down packed for real. And I'm just excited to see what each and every team does. So AFC North, man, I'm so excited for this Hard Knocks in season.
They did a great job picking the division and switching from a single team to a division. Whoever came up with that idea needs a raise because that's a great one.
Yeah, that it's just fire. I was begging for it, man. But who doesn't want to see the Ravens? I don't know how. I feel horrible for Joe Burrow, but I was gonna get into him next. I don't know how they bounce back this year because he got healthy and everybody left. Wow, that's deep. The Browns, I mean, money talks. We'll see what money talks for sure. And then we already talked about the Steelers. And then, I mean, come on now, the Ravens. We're expecting them to win a Super Bowl any year this year. So we're just gonna keep putting our hope into them. You started with a team that you're excited for. I guess we got it. Any other like outside things that you were just a little excited for get started this year?
Overall, I'm excited to see the rookies, especially the rookie QBs. I think. Well, now I don't think all of them are going to get some play time. Like I don't think we're going to see much of Michael Penix this season. Um, I think all the other rookies are gonna actually. Apparently, Drake May is not doing great in New England, but I'm excited to see the rookies. There was a lot of hype around Caleb Williams. I want to see if he really is what they said he's going to be for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, want to see how Bo Nix is for the Broncos because he's our quarterback for right now. And yes, I'm interested in seeing the rookies for sure.
And I'm looking it up right now. I really want to know how many primetime games the Bears get, because I mean, on paper they look amazing, actually.
Oh yeah, no, I think they did a good job of bringing Caleb Williams into a quarterback friendly situation.
Fire. Week 2, Bears Texans, Sunday Night
Oh,
Football.
there
Fire.
you go.
Fire. Week 6, Bears Jaguars. Not too excited to see Jaguars. How they get 2 Sunday nights and the Broncos didn't get one? Um,
Nobody wants to see the Broncos but us.
I think they might sneak into one. I mean, maybe one of these Sunday night teams. I've seen them switch it around before. Bears at Lions week 13. Okay, yeah, that week 2 will tell us a lot about how he's going to deal with the pressure of the NFL. So very excited for Caleb Williams to perform in that matchup. And I mean, damn, the Texans. Woo! This year. Okay. So this one might get a little crazy. El Boogie. Quarterback deals. I have a list of current quarterback salaries. We could talk about some that are going to sign. If you want to talk about a couple signings that happened in the offseason, and I will pull up current salaries. So go ahead.
Well, really, I mean we've seen a lot of the young franchise quarterbacks. They've all gotten signed this offseason. Jordan Love, Tua, Trevor Lawrence. They all signed.
Jordan Love had one good season. Not to cut you off. One good season.
Really half a good season, because the first half of last season wasn't good for him. The second half was great. First half wasn't good, but they felt really confident. And honestly, I don't think that was a bad decision for them, just because he's been in their program for 4 years. Like, they know him. Like, he's shown up to all the practices. They've seen him like at practice, prep for games. They know who he is. If they felt confident in that move, then it's probably a good move. And they have a history of doing pretty well when it comes to quarterbacks, so not too worried about them.
It's so weird looking at this list, and my bad, I'm so sorry. It's so weird looking at this list knowing that Russell Wilson's making $45 million from the Broncos, and he's making $3 extra million from the Steelers. If he was on this list, he would be number 10. But since he's making $3 million a year, technically, he's not even on the top 15. So it's just so crazy that he's making top 10 quarterback money on the vet minimum. Just like, if you want. But anyways, go ahead. Another signing you caught?
Really, it's just the quarterbacks, and I don't know. This year will be very telling on if that's worth it. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't think Trevor Lawrence was worth the $50 million for 5 years. You know, I don't. And with that signing, I also wasn't really against it, because what else are you going to do in Jacksonville? Like, what else are you going to do? Because, like, you're not paying anybody else really. And Trevor Lawrence, he's not elite, but he's also not bad, and he can still get better. We've already seen him come back down 27-0 in a playoff game and win. You know, last season they started out really good and crumbled. So I think they can put it together. So I'm not too worried about the Trevor Lawrence deal. The Tua deal actually kind of went how I thought. they locked him in for 4 years, but a lot of the guarantees are on the first two. So after like next year and the year after, they can move off of him if they really wanted to, if the injuries are concerned or if he's not performing. But in the meantime, he gets paid pretty much what I think he should have been getting paid. About 50 million. Like if you're gonna give Justin Herbert 50 million, you give Tua 50 million. Their
What I like,
resumes look very identical.
what I like about Tua's style compared to Trevor Lawrence's style, for some odd reason, and this is after Tua came back from getting knocked out on the field, like knocked out cold, which is one of the scariest things any man could probably experience, like waking up at work. um, the decline towards the end of the season, but it's not like the Miami never stopped being an explosive team. The Jaguars just fall off cliffs. So it's like, as a starting quarterback expecting $50 million, Tua, they're still an explosive team. They got blown out by the Ravens and came back and then threw for like 3, 4, 500 yards the next week. Like they're just that. They're still capable of being a crazy explosive team with a crazy explosive offense, and their receivers are paid. So I don't mind Tua getting his money. Make your money. My only issue is well, I have no issue with Tua getting his money. That's my issue with Trevor Lawrence. It's the fall offs. It's the one playoff win, I think. It's the one playoff appearance or playoff win. What is it?
Well, both one playoff appearance and one playoff win, but like none of them have really, outside of Joe Burrow, none of the quarterback. I mean, I guess Jared Goff got to a conference championship, but like none of them have really done, outside of Patrick Mahomes. Nobody has done much. What has Josh Allen done? Josh Allen got paid a ton at the
Whoa.
time.
In all
You know,
fairness, the Chiefs kind of own the league right now for the past, let's say, six,
right?
7 years, while all these guys have been in the league. And we give Joe Burrow credit because he kind of surpassed that. He was kind of like the Chiefs killer. But you have these 10-year, 12-year veterans like Matthew Stafford, who they needed their exit strategy, where it's like, okay, I've been doing this before y'all could, when y'all was in high school. So I'm like, Joe Burrow should be a NFL champion. It just so happened to be in LA. It just so happened to be a 3-point game. Joe Burrow won, but look at his roster right now. So he got his money, but look at his roster. So you're paying him all this money, but he's not even getting the fruits of his labor. Or all these injuries. You remember when he used to get attacked like crazy back in the day? So I'm like, Joe Burrow's money's not always a good thing. But Trevor Lawrence is like, we're spending money on what exactly? I don't know. At least with the Miami Dolphins, we're going to have a lot of content. They're good for the league. They have fun. They do win good games. They don't win the big games that they're supposed to, but they do win games. And I just don't see it with the Jaguars. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is the one that bothers me. No offense to him. Get your money.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'll put it like this: Trevor Lawrence has a better playoff record than Justin Herbert. And nobody criticizes Justin Herbert or the Chargers. They were up 27-0, and Trevor Lawrence came back and beat them.
But Justin Herbert's sixth. Trevor Lawrence is tied for first at that $55 million.
I mean, okay, but
first of all, he's up there with Jordan Love. Like Jordan Love has done what Trevor Lawrence has done. That's even crazier.
The difference is only $2 million a year. You know what I mean? Like it's
no.
like
Russell, the top dog is the top dog still, though. Because guess who's number 7? Lamar Jackson, who signed 2 years ago.
Yeah, they all. I mean, that's just how it works. Like they all just keep jumping each other. But the difference isn't like, it's not like they're making 10, 15, 20 million. No, it's $2 million. And when you really look at it, it's like one could be just a lot of incentive based. One could have more guarantees, but less average yearly. Like it's all that they're all approximately getting paid the same. Still a huge.
Here's where I don't feel like it's agreeable. I'm just saying, what are you jumping me for? Are you jumping me because of inflation? Are you jumping me because you potentially could be an MVP like a Lamar Jackson? I understand that it's a competitive league and they all have agents who probably work with each other. But my only point is what exactly is the jump for? Like, I'm just going to get paid $2 more million. That way Lamar Jackson gets $60 million. I don't think that's how it works. because he's an aging quarterback. And of course, Patrick Mahomes, people like that, they take the pay cut because they're more focused on winning. Which
Well,
does he have some
I
like
put it like
stupid crazy?
I put it like this: it's the reason why they do the jumping, why someone signs a new contract, is because they go to the table and they say, "Listen, I'm a franchise quarterback in the NFL. And I'm not a dime a dozen. You want to let me walk? Okay, I'll go somewhere else and make a ton of money, and then you can take a chance on someone in the draft. What are the odds of you drafting Patrick Mahomes? What are the odds of you drafting Joe Burrow? You know how many quarterbacks we see get drafted in the first round and flunk? It's one of the hardest positions to hit on. So if you want
It's a
to take your
lot.
chances,
It's a lot
you want to
easier
take
than paying $45 million to Russ.
I mean, it depends what you want. Do you want to win? Do you want to be relevant? Or do you want to save some money because you didn't want to pay a quarterback? Which one is it?
I just want us to ride.
Broncos country. So Abel, what do you think is going to happen with Brock Purdy?
Oh, I think Brock Purdy needs to have a Super Bowl winning season to be in the conversation with them, because I think there's a sad dark cloud that hangs over his head because of where he was drafted, which is weird because it should be, what have you done for me recently? And that's why I think this season's so huge, because if he has an average season, if his team is 11-6 compared to 12-5, I think that's 17. 11-6 and below is gonna be like he is gonna take the biggest hit on that, which is not even a bad season. It's not even a bad playoff spot. It should be a home playoff spot. 11-6 season, but if they do that, it's below expectation, and it's gonna be reflective on his salary or whatever they offer him. I think that they're gonna hold it over his head because they're used to having, I'm not gonna say average quarterbacks, but they're used to overpaying these quarterbacks, or at least not like paying the right quality. When you think of a Garoppolo, who was before Garoppolo? It was somebody interesting. I forgot.
Alex Smith. No,
Was it Alex?
there was a couple bridge years in between. Like they had a bunch of like random people. I feel like,
But Garoppolo didn't do nothing. Garoppolo was just there, which is all the talent in the world. I'll never forget it. I just don't want them to treat Brock Purdy that way, but I think that they're going to hold that over his head and feel like he should be less than a Trevor Lawrence, even though it's like I've done so much more. But I mean,
but
come on,
it's
look at his team. He's had more than anybody else. The
that's the
only person who
argument is
has more is not really Joe Burrow. I mean, they had a good team constructed to that Super Bowl offense, but I mean, look at the line. His line compared to having Trent Williams on your left side, like you know what I mean? Like the fact that this year or next year could be Trent Williams' last year is like, it kind of tells too, because it's like you have all the offensive talent in the world. You had an MVP next to you being an MVP. If he doesn't have a Super Bowl winning season, I feel like they could give him not the boot, but they're gonna lowball him. I think so. For
well,
whatever
what?
the standard is for the current quarterbacks in the NFL.
Uh, okay, so what do you think? What do you think that is? Do you think he gets more than Daniel Jones, more than Kirk Cousins? So Daniel Jones got 4 years, $40 million a year. Kirk got 4 years, $45 million a year. So what do you give Brock Purdy?
I still think he gets the top. So I'm trying. Who else signs next year? Nobody.
Who else is coming up? Not that I can think of. No.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are.
I guess Justin Fields is going to be a free agent somewhat soon, but I don't think even if he had
He's
a
not
good
even
season,
in
he
the
wouldn't
top 15
command.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he wouldn't command a bunch of money.
I don't see them offering him in the 40s, but I think it's going to be low 50s, and the standard's 55 million. And I'm not saying $4 million is
Oh
nothing.
well, that's
I think it's going to be
that
low
is
50s.
okay. I'll put. Let me look
The
at the list.
standard's 55 with Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love, two people who haven't done nothing that he has and been in the league longer.
Okay, and this is what they do. I could see them giving him, if they gave him $53 million a year, that would put him, no, 53 and a half. That would put him in between Jordan Love and Tua. Is that not good enough?
These guys. So think about it, Lavelle. These guys got paid last year. He's getting
Or they
paid
make him
next
okay.
year. Inflation is real. So when all these guys re-up, they're going to be making. I mean, god dang, they might be making 60, 70 million based on how caps and inflation works with the NFL, whatever the caps adjust to. So I'm like, you're looking at guys who are making 60 million, and just because of where you placed and where you were, you're only making the lower 50 compared to some of the guys who will never even get close to what you did. I don't know if Jordan Love or Trevor Lawrence will. Who knows? I just think that this season, a Super Bowl winning season or a Super Bowl contention season, is almost mandatory because it's like, bro, you have the greatest team assembled. We got to pay these guys way before you think we got to pay you, Mr. Irrelevant.
Well,
He's in a pickle.
That's part of the argument. It's really the 49ers in a pickle because it's like, all right, if you pay Brock, you can't have this great team around him. So is he really the engine?
Garoppolo went to the Super Bowl 2 years earlier.
Right?
Same coaching system.
I did forget about Dak Prescott. He's going to be a free agent next year. Unless the Cowboys decide to sign him to an extension, but it doesn't look like they will right now.
Yes, they don't need him. They had a good run. I mean, they're always a good team. I can't even compare them to the Boston Celtics no more, just because the Celtics did what I said the Cowboys couldn't. Or no, they did what Cowboys couldn't. I mean, it's a rough league. I mean, he's not a choke artist. He's a choke artist.
he had a really good season last year, though. He was like second in MVP voting. Like he was, what more do you want?
We would look at Peyton Manning's career totally different if he had 0 rings.
Yeah, we would. But he has 5 MVPs. But he has 5. But he has 5 MVPs though.
Dope. We would look at Peyton Manning's career totally
do you think,
different.
Are we gonna look at Lamar Jackson the same way if he doesn't win anything?
He's gonna get one.
Okay.
He's gonna bring Baltimore one. Baltimore's gonna get one. I don't know when or how. Last year was the year to do it. They said there ain't no way that the Lions and Baltimore. Yeah, they said y'all think the black ass city's gonna make it to the Super Bowl, and it ended up being Kansas City and San Francisco. They're like, y'all really thought they were gonna let them black ass cities make it to the Super Bowl? Baltimore's gonna get one. I don't know who has to pay for it. I don't know who has to make it happen. I don't know if it's in the next 3 years, and sadly, after 3 years, time will be ticking. I would love to see. I don't know if they play this year, but Baltimore versus the Eagles would be one of the craziest games ever to watch. Just as far as manpower, that's why I wish the Kelsey brother didn't retire. That would have been one of the greatest run games you will ever like. That is real smash mouth football. Baltimore's gonna win one, but if so, then yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, it'll look like a Michael Vick situation. Crazy athletic. It proves that he could play the position. Huh?
Michael Vick never won an MVP, so at least Lamar has
Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, like these are amazing athletes. They try to put that black quarterback stigma on you. They try to say like, oh well, he's athletic, he's this and that, but he's not a traditional quarterback. They try to do all that stuff. It'll look like a Michael Vick situation. It's unfortunate, but I think Lamar got one in him. That's my guy. I want Lamar to win one. I think he got one in him. He's gonna bring one home to Baltimore. He's gonna do it for Ray. He's gonna do it for Ed Reed. I think he got one, and I really hope he gets it. But it's tough because he's in the AFC. If he wasn't in the AFC, I'd give him one.
I'm about to say you got to beat Patrick first.
Beat the heck out of San Francisco.
Oh yeah. That game was brutal.
Because all that fourth down stuff with the Lions, that shit would not slide against them. You know what I mean? Like, damn, that Taylor Swift curse was real last year. It was tough.
Hey, if you want to win the Super Bowl, you got to beat Patrick Mahomes. You can't do that, then
I think the Ravens could beat them in the Super Bowl, but that AFC Championship is looking bad. It's looking tough.
I mean, they had it last year. They really had it. They had home field advantage. what more can you ask for?
Some crazy, silly mistakes downfield, a slow paced game, playing. I don't know. I think Baltimore has one in them, just like the Bengals have one in them. I think you just need that one time, and yeah, the Chiefs aren't going to make it easy. I mean, they keep showing that, but you know they are aging. They kind of read up with some new talent, so they're really not aging, but at least two of their stars are. It's that defense is only getting better and more money, so it's deep. Okay, all right, nice and quick. Let's do three teams we're excited for this season. L Boogie, nice and quick.
Nice and quick. I am excited, obviously, for the Houston Texans. They caught fire last year. CJ Stroud. I'm excited to see what they can put together this year. Um, I think they're Super Bowl contenders for sure. I want to see if Detroit can reclaim that magic from last year. If they can hold on, they got some young talent, locked up their key players. I think they're ready to contend again this year. I definitely see I see the 49ers taking a step back. I think the Eagles are going to go back. I think they're going to have a bounce back year after their
Wow.
collapse. I would not be surprised if the NFC Championship was Eagles Lions or Eagles 49ers. I could see that being the NFC Championship again.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start where you pick. I'm gonna pick up where you left off. I got the Eagles as my number one. I'm excited to see that running back, quarterback situation. I'm excited to see the next center. I mean, the Eagles. I play center, so it's like I have an attachment to that position. But especially when you think of interior linemen, you don't necessarily think of. You don't give too much credit to your guard. Shouts out to the Jensen dude. You remember the Jensen guy from? He's from Colorado, but from what's it called? Ryan, I think his name's
Ryan
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 Jensen
yeah, Ryan Jensen. Yeah.
from but the Buccaneers. He was a dog. he used to
Yeah,
just
I think
he used to
didn't he
bully
retire
people and
early?
shit.
He
I don't know
retired
if he
early, didn't
retired
he?
early, but he's retired now, so he will not be
Yeah.
returning this season. I'm like you're so used because like you're so used to growing up seeing him block and seeing him do like crazy stuff or defending people or you feel me. He got a couple flags throughout these years, and I'm pretty sure he always made it to the Pro Bowl or has a lot of Pro Bowls on his name. He will not be returning. I mean, I guess we just get older. Time moves on. Shout out to him. But when you think of the interior lineman, like I keep trying to want to say Travis Kelsey. His Jason, right? Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey. I'm excited to see how that offensive line moves on without him. They kept everybody else. Definitely going to plug in a new center. I like to see the pressure that new center feels because the center quarterback chemistry is very huge. So I wonder if they continue to push straight down the middle. And I mean, you want to talk about running between the tackles. You have Derrick Henry on your team. You have a 235-pound quarterback who's 6'3" with strong legs. Like, I think it elevates. I think that it gets younger. I think I think it's going to be some really good smash mouth football, and I think that he bounces back and really develop his passing skills. And I feel like they put into their defense. So excited for the Eagles. Houston, what a time to be alive in Houston. So I think sophomore. I think they have a crazy sophomore season. It's going to be hard to beat their last season, even if they don't beat it in the playoffs. I feel like during the regular season they do. So if you're 10-7, 12-5, yeah, 12-5.
I mean, keep in mind they had to win that like week 18 game last year to make it into the playoffs. Like they had to it came down to the wire this last year. I think this year they win it more handily, or they
Yeah,
secure their playoff spot more handily.
the 10-7. I think 12-5. 12-5 would be fire. And then my last one, I gotta cheat. AFC North, baby. The AFC North is gonna be the funnest thing, man. I am a grown man. I work hard. You know, I didn't make it in professional sports. We're just fans now. We made a show. I mean, content, social media has ever made everybody all intertwined. We could have shows like this and have fun. The AFC North is a God given gift this year. Because there's nothing that excites me more than the way that some of the players are gonna look at Russell when he says something funny. Then hopefully Lamar Jackson could get over this hump. Cannot imagine how the Bengals are going to bounce back after losing so many pieces and now getting a healthy Joe Burrow to come back to. And who am I missing? Oh, and then the Browns. Like, let's talk about $50 million. Jesus Christ! Like, let's see what
Hey,
$50 million could do, because they just got a
46.
quarterback for like 600,000 that was on the couch.
I was about to say, hey, 46 million. He's not quite at 50.
No, nice, yeah. My bad. Well, that extra 4 they could give to me for leaving it out, but yeah, I think that wraps up a nice long episode of El Boogie and the Bell, man. It feels good to be back. El Boogie, do you want to take us out?
Sure thing. All right, fans. We missed y'all. Like I said earlier, we are glad to be back, giving y'all this good weekly sports content. Like always, make sure you tune in, watch this full video on YouTube, check out our clips, watch our little clips on TikTok too. Leave a comment, let us know where we're crazy, where you agree. We'll respond in the comments, and we'll bicker and banter with you guys. But yeah, once again, thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.